Am I the asshole for insisting on attending my sister's wedding? IF 32 been dating John M 37 for 2 years. He's a single dad to 3 kids, 4 male, junior, 6 male, 9 male. I moved in with him and his kids a little while ago. I gave to say that he's super protective of his kids. I haven't been able to meet them till later because he said they might not like me, and so he started easing them into accepting me by encouraging me and pushing me to be extra friendly to them by buying them stuff and cooking for them daily. He's very busy oftentimes, and the boys have now clinged on to me because they see me more than they see him. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for this outcome, but the issue is that I can't be away from them for a long time. More than hours. Now that I'd moved in, I can't go anywhere without taking them with me. I can barely have time for myself, but what's worse is that my work got interrupted by that. John suggested I work less hours, but it didn't happen. Now my sister is getting married soon. It'll be held hours away, so I'll have to travel. The invitation stated, child-free, so I can't take the kids. When John heard about this, he told me to immediately call and apologize cause I won't be attending. I was stunned. I asked why, and he went on about how much the kids adore me and how they'll go crazy when I'm hours away from them. Besides, that he's too busy to look after them. I said it's not my fault and he should either take time off work and stay with them or get a babysitter. He threw a fit about how selfish and unfeeling I was and that he will only let me attend the wedding when I tell my sister to let the kids come, but I can't ask such thing of her. I insisted on going after he kept saying I shouldn't go. He went and told the boys that I was looking for an excuse to get some time away from them, and now they won't even speak to me. I confronted him about what he did, and he said it's the result of me insisting on going to the wedding and choosing my sister over my stepkids. He even said I should be thankful the kids accept me for who I am and are giving me this much attention. I was speechless and felt offended. Am I the asshole for standing my ground and wanting to go? She's my only sister and we have a great relationship, so not attending her wedding can cause issues. Editing some information. To answer the question about the biological mom. His eldest is from his late wife. He then dated his ex-girlfriend and had his middle and youngest child with her. Now she's out of the picture. The eldest user to be kind of distant from his half-brothers and had issues with them for years. I was left to navigate through that and help him re-bond with them. Like I said, all of them like to spend time with me, so as a result they are bonding together, which is a great thing. John was clearly too busy to try to fix this problem a long time ago. Not the asshole. This man is taking advantage of you. The fact that he asked you to work less hours is a major red flag in my opinion. Not the asshole. You do realize that this man is keeping you as a free babysitter and housekeeper to escape his parental duty, yes? Edit. Thanks for the award, heart. Not the asshole. Let you attend the wedding. Red flag there. Sweetheart, wake up and see the red flags. You are just the free childcare. If he really thought of you as a partner, he wouldn't ask you to cut your hours to watch his kids. He wouldn't be leaving them for long stretches. He wouldn't be involving them in adult conversations, and most importantly, he wouldn't be isolating you from your family. Yes, go to your sister's wedding, but seriously think about returning to this living situation where you are just the unpaid help. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Go to the wedding and lose John. He's trying to manipulate you by using his kids, and you're not worried that he's now resorting to anger when he doesn't get his way. Location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag. Please choose your family and leave this guy. From this guy's perspective, I'm worried for you. Wow. Not the asshole, but you need to look in the mirror, point at your reflection and say, this person is nothing but a mom too to that man's children. She is supposed to give up her life to them and obey him. Then, ask the woman in the mirror if she wants this to be her entire life. Am I the asshole for being petty and not helping struggling coworker? I, 23F, started at a new job a couple of weeks ago at a small optometry practice. I had lots of prior experience and quickly became comfortable and got into the flow of things at this new office. My coworkers are super nice and the owners, doctors, are really chill. The problem I'm running into is that all my coworkers have their own niche that they prefer to do, and for some of them that's all they will do. For example, Andrea prefers pre-testing patients before they see the doctor, and if the phone is ringing off the hook and there's no one to answer, she will let it go to voicemail because it's the front desk job. I've asked the owners if there really are that rigid of positions, and they said they want everyone cross-trained and jumping in to help where needed. Anyway, today was a little rougher. I'm 38 weeks pregnant and have been incredibly sore and slow today. Usually it's not an issue, but for some reason today my body is not having it. I was scheduled to pre-test today, which involves a lot of time on my feet. After struggling through the first half of the day, I felt like I'm going to collapse. I asked my coworker, Melissa, 40 ISHF, who was scheduled today in billing, if it would be okay if I taught her how to do the pre-testing so I could trade her for an hour to get off my feet for a bit. Melissa told me, I don't want to learn how to pre-test. If I learn how to do it, I'll get shoehorned into it every day. This is definitely not true. I am cross-trained in all the tasks and I rotate what I'm doing daily. I was almost in tears for the rest of the day trying to do the testing. I was waddling painfully and had stabbing pelvic pain. My boss offered to let me go home after noticing my walk, but I need the money and haven't worked there long enough to get PTO yet. Toward the end of the day I pre-tested the last patient and got to finally sit down and chart for a bit. The pain pretty quickly started to fade after that. Nearby, Melissa was getting flooded with phone calls and patients with insurance questions. I'm trained on billing and would normally have jumped right in to help, but I was feeling kind of petty and chose not to. Melissa turned to me after a bit and asked if I would take a call on hold to answer some billing questions for a really angry patient. I'm a little ashamed of this, but I responded, I'd rather not get shoehorned into billing duties all the time. Melissa glared at me and turned back to her computer. She was incredibly stressed and overwhelmed after that. As the cherry on top, my boss came up to tell me I was good to leave 30 minutes early and that he'd pay me for that time, so I left Melissa in the dust. My husband says that while I was a bit petty, I'm not the asshole because I treated Melissa the same as she treated me. My conscience is bugging me about it and I'm stressed that I've created drama in an otherwise drama-free work environment. But at the same time I don't feel like I was asking too much. Am I the asshole? I appreciate your pettiness in this situation. It is not cool to ask for help from somebody you declined to help earlier. Not the asshole. Sometimes, when you are physically suffering and someone refuses to do even the teensiest bit to help, a dose of petty is fine. I wouldn't make a habit of this, but if your boss can see you are in total pain and is letting you go home early with pay? Melissa set the tone, you just followed her lead. Not the asshole. And if you have to follow up with Melissa, explain to her that you were fatigued from the pain you had to deal with all day pre-testing and didn't have the bandwidth for an angry customer. I don't think you need to full-on apologize, just give her the reason and let her reflect. Closing parenthesis. Honestly sounds like management needs to do a better job. Not the asshole. You provided a learning experience for your unhelpful coworker. What comes around goes around. She brought this on herself. If she'd been game to learn how to pre-test and swap with you for a little bit, she might have been doing that, and you might have been the one getting slammed in billing and you would have probably been happy to deal with that because at least it wasn't causing you physical pain. Not the asshole. You're a pregnant lady having to stand all day and when asking a county worker who is supposed to do other jobs in the job for help, she denied it. If all, that's just payback and well-deserved. Not the asshole, karma sucks. Really rich of Melissa to refuse to help you, then try to pawn off an especially difficult customer on you. I'd say you should apologize to keep the peace, but I can't even figure out what you'd apologize for. Sorry I did to you exactly what you did to me. Am I the asshole for watching an R-rated movie on a flight? I, 19 male, was on a flight to visit my parents. I had a few movies downloaded on my phone, including the second Deadpool. I was watching it on my phone with headphones in, when the part where Deadpool gets ripped in half happens, and I can hear a muffled scream behind me. I take out my headphones and there's a little kid behind me, crying. He had positioned himself in a way that he could watch my screen and had watched him get torn. His mom got mad at me and yelled that I shouldn't be watching that kind of thing, especially in front of children. But I wasn't aware anyone was watching me, and that kid would have had to force himself into that weird position to see my phone screen. So, am I an asshole? ETA. Thanks for the feedback. Also, I have a few clarifications. 1. This was not a night flight. We left at 11 a.m. and landed at 5 p.m. 2. This kid could not have been more than 6. 3. I honestly don't know if the mom noticed and just let it slide until it backfired on her. 4. Yes, the reason I was on my phone with headphones in was so it would be harder for me to bother someone. 5. The flight was over before I even posted. There is nothing I can do for extra revenge. Sorry everyone. Not the asshole, she should have watched her own kid. She was happy he was occupied until it backfired and decided to shift the blame. Mom. Doesn't watch her kid. You. Watches scary movie. Kid. Freaks the F out while his mom wasn't watching. Mom. Blames you for not doing her job. Not the asshole. She's absurd. Not the asshole. The airlines have R-rated movies in their entertainment Wi-Fi setup, so they must expect folks to watch them. Even so, that poor kid. Not the asshole. If the mom doesn't want her kid watching other people's devices, she should make sure it's not happening. Not the asshole. I hope you said to the mom she should have been watching her kid better. Not your problem. In fact, you were watching it on your phone, not even the screen on the plane. Personal space. Not the asshole. The mom is in a public setting, it's her responsibility to watch her child. It's troubling that she didn't notice her kid was watching your movie. Am I the asshole for taking back my offer to help with my friend's wedding? Last year, my friend Jess, 35 female, finally got engaged to the man she's been dating for the past 15 years. We live in a high cost of living city, and Jess' finances have always been very tight. Her wedding budget was $5,000. It's workable, since she works in catering and has connections, and her fiancé's family has a house with a big yard. I offered to take pictures for free. I'm an amateur photographer with the basic gear and a background in photojournalism. I'm not going to be hired to shoot for Martha Stewart weddings, but I would have provided some nice pictures. Jess turned me down, citing my lack of a wedding portfolio. I thought that maybe she or her fiancé had access to someone with more experience, and I ignored her unusually snotty tone when she said thanks but no thanks. Fast forward to last Thursday. Jess calls me in tears because she does not have a photographer. Neither she nor her fiancé know anyone else, and she doesn't want to count on guests' camera photos. She asked if I can take pictures. I was more than happy to do so at the wedding and reception, but she wanted me to shoot the whole day. Her getting ready, traveling to the venue, the wedding ceremony, and her fiancé leaving the reception. I said I had other commitments that morning, but reiterated that I could show up an hour before the wedding to get some before shots, and take photos at the ceremony and reception, including the usual posed photos, family, wedding party, etc. She said I could either take photos for the entire day or not bother even coming to the wedding as a guest. She got married this past Saturday. I wasn't there. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. She just wanted to use you as a last resort. She didn't consider your feelings or life at all. I don't think Jess is a friend to you. Let me see if I understand this correctly. So you offered to do her whole wedding for free and she said no, only to call last minute and demand you come and work a full day. Worst yet, when you offer to do your best, she rescinds the invitation to the wedding because your insanely free offer isn't good enough? Yeah, this isn't a "am I the asshole" question. This is a "why the fuck was this person considered a friend to begin with" question. Not the asshole, and please get better friends. You seem like you deserve some great ones. Not the asshole, she looked a gift horse in the mouth. Not the asshole. She gave you a horrible ultimatum and you just chose one of her options. The rudeness of the bride knows no bounds. She is the only graceless person I see in this post. She is a user extraordinaire. First let's insult a friend's offer. Then when lack of planning on Bridezilla's part leads to a crisis, she is balk. When told there were parameters, but photos would be taken, the Bridezilla doubles down with, "My way or don't even come as a guest." Move on. This woman is not really your friend. Your relationship with her might seem different when examined in a new light. Best of it all, Agape 2 hearts 2 hearts 2 hearts. Not the asshole, she sounds like a brat, to be honest.